Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today, I want to take you on a personal journey through my life, one that's shaped who I am today and led me to where I stand now. Sharing my insights on financial freedom, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. I started working at a factory when I was just 16 years old. It was a typical job for a teenager: long hours, repetitive tasks, and not much excitement. But it was what I knew, and it paid the bills. I remember feeling like I was just a cog in the machine, but I wanted to impress my friends and family. I thought that working hard would eventually lead to something greater. As I moved through my teenage years, I got comfortable in that routine, hanging out with friends and trying to make ends meet. But deep down, I knew I wanted more. I thought that if I just kept grinding away, if I just put in the hours, I'd eventually find my way. At 21, I made a change and jumped into construction. It was a completely different world, harder work, but it felt more rewarding. I was building things, and there was a tangible sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. But again, I was just getting by. I was still trying to impress others, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly worried about my finances. Looking back, I realized I was stuck in a cycle of trying to prove myself to everyone around me. I was so focused on what others thought that I didn't take the time to think about my own goals and dreams. The construction job was physically demanding, and while I enjoyed it, I often felt drained and unfulfilled. I was in my late 30s, still in that grind, and I knew I had to make a change. Then came a pivotal moment in my life. I decided to switch careers once again, this time to retail. I remember feeling nervous and uncertain. But this job offered something I had never really considered before: the benefits, health insurance, retirement plans, and all those things I'd brushed off in the past suddenly became important to me. It was during this time that I stumbled upon some finance channels on YouTube. I started watching videos about investing, budgeting, and building wealth. It was like a light bulb went off in my head. I realized I had been so focused on earning money that I hadn't paid attention to how to make that money work for me. I began to consume financial content voraciously. I learned about the concept of wealth building, the importance of saving, and how investing could change my financial future. I was finally starting to see the bigger picture. It wasn't just about working hard. It was about working smart. This mindset shift was transformative. I started applying what I learned. I set a budget, began saving, and even started investing with whatever I could spare. It wasn't easy at first, but I felt empowered. For the first time in my life, I was taking control of my finances instead of just letting them control me. Looking back, I can see how far I've come. From a factory worker to a construction laborer, and now working in retail while actively managing my finances. It's been a journey of self-discovery, and I'm excited to share more about it with you in this video. In the next parts of this documentary, I'll dive deeper into specific strategies I learned, the mistakes I made, and how you can start your own journey towards financial freedom, regardless of where you're starting from. So stick around, and let's explore this journey together. My financial transformation, from debt to wealth building. So now I'm excited to share a pivotal moment in my life that changed everything for me. It's a story about transformation, how I went from being in debt to actively building wealth. So grab a seat and let's dive into my journey. Wasn't easy but fulfilling. When I started my new career in retail, I felt a wave of hope. For the first time, I was offered a Roth IRA and a traditional 401k with a company match. It was like someone had handed me the keys to financial freedom without me even realizing it. I remember thinking, this is my chance to finally make a change. But even with these benefits, I was still carrying the weight of my past debt. It felt overwhelming, and for a long time, I worried about what others thought of me. I was stuck in that mindset of trying to impress everyone around me. But everything changed when I started to explore financial content online. I began watching different personalities on podcasts and YouTube. People who were sharing their stories, their struggles, and their successes in managing money. It opened my eyes to a whole new world. I learned about budgeting, saving, and the power of investing. I discovered that there were actual strategies I could implement to get out of debt and build wealth. This was the turning point for me. I started to make some unexplainable moves, things I would have never considered before. I took a hard look at my finances, created a budget, and started paying down my debt aggressively. I realized that what others thought no longer mattered. I was on a mission to change my financial future. I began to focus on building wealth. I started to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. My mindset shifted completely. I stopped measuring my self-worth by my job title or what people thought of me. Instead, I started measuring my success by my financial growth and independence. And guess what? I got out of debt. It wasn't easy, but I committed to the process. I learned to live below my means and prioritize my financial goals. With every payment I made, I felt lighter and more empowered. I began to see that financial freedom wasn't just a dream, it was within my reach. Now, I'm focused on building wealth no matter what. I'm investing in my future through my 401k and Roth IRA, taking full advantage of the company match and continuing to educate myself about personal finance. I no longer fear the judgment of others. Instead, I'm excited about my journey. I want to encourage you to take that leap too. If you're feeling stuck in a cycle of debt or unsure about your financial future, know that it's possible to turn things around. Don't let fear hold you back. Start exploring financial education, set your goals, and take action. In this journey, it's important to be patient and persistent. Surround yourself with positive influences and keep learning. You can do this. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share your story in the comments, and subscribe for more content on personal finance and wealth building. Together, we can inspire each other to achieve financial freedom. Thank you for being part of my journey. Until next time, keep striving for your financial goals and remember you're not alone in this.